You are now listening to the National Show with Gainstaville and Magee. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. All right, No Nation. This is the National Show with Gainstaville and Magee. If you listening to us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at National. That's at NATIONOLE for IG, X, and all the other links you need. You can check out our link tree, which is Linktree/National Show. That's NATIONOLESHOW. And if you want to go directly to the source, you can check out our website, national.com. That's NATIONOLE.com, which is gonna have the latest show plan, the live show plan. And the most beautiful thing about it is going to have all of that wonderful merchandise that we have here for you. So you can get your coffee mugs, your T-shirts, your sweatshirts, your whatever needs. We got some new stuff coming up soon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got some
or whatever, you know.
Yeah, there's a little buzz about some new designs. Yeah. The fall collection. The fall collection is
there. You go, the fall collection.
Yeah, it's getting prepared.
The fall collection of 26. Oh man, what's good with you, bro? So much stuff going on, man.
My guy, as you can see, I am doing the show today from the Bee Yapping compound in delightful Dania, Florida. Shout out to the homies at HGAB Studios in Midtown Miami, right next door to the Coral Boutique. If you are into fish, saltwater fish, or rare coral, or tanks, or water aquarium supplies, whatever you need, thecoralboutique.com. But they were all booked up, so I'm rocking from the home turf today.
All good.
Yeah. It's still me. You know what I mean? It's still Magee. Still merch god Magee. I got the Lucky Records. I got the Lucky Records lid on my head right now. Shout out to Lucky Records. Shout out to the homie DJ. Why not?
Why not the homie? For real.
That's right. Whenever you are supporting local businesses, while you're getting what all the things you need from those local businesses, if they have merch available, buy it. That's the best way to support local businesses, right?
Yep.
So,
yep.
Shout out to Lucky Records in Wynwood, Miami. It's attached to 1-800-LUCKY. Very stylish Asian food hall setup, bar, party time, great music on the weekends and nights. Actually, every night of the week almost. So shout out to 1-800-LUCKY.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm rocking from home today, working from home. It's like,
nice.
I'm having flashbacks to COVID, you know. It's crazy.
Oh man. For real.
Dude, we had a big show planned, right? We had a really big show planned. We were going to talk about national championship, both the odds for both Florida State and like the ACC teams that we were talking about, last week to win the conference, and also other teams of note throughout the country, right? And then yesterday, some news dropped. We kind of got to start there, bro.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I've been on one ever since I got that text from you yesterday, bro.
Yeah,
like
your squad, man. Maybe the last family-owned team. Oh no, the I guess you could say James Dolan, and there's a few other family-owned teams, but one of the last family-owned teams.
This has been like legacy.
And now it's they still own a piece. I mean, obviously the Buss family sold the controlling interest about a year ago to the guy from the Dodgers, who I listened to a fantastic, if Bill Simmons did his podcast yesterday and covered this story in the opening block, the rest of the show is fine. You know what I mean? But his discussion of this was really great. He kind of went through all the rumors that are out there as to why it happened. And I don't know. I'm a innocent until proven guilty kind of guy, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I don't want
I
to cast
read
dispersions or anything like that. But yeah, man, it was a quick flip, and that's like something people do with houses and cars and shit. You know what I mean? People don't do that with legacy basketball institutions, bro.
Well, considering the situations and the allegations that he had, I could see. Didn't want to have that.
Too.
Yeah, didn't want to have that. But hell, he got what, a $2 billion flip off
something
off
like
of
that.
It was
probably a little less, but one plus B. Man,
yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to minimize the health thing. I shouldn't have just like thrown that out there as a little side thing. Like, as a person who had 2 serious medical emergencies last year and is in the process of changing his life and professional situations and etc. As a result of those, he very well might be just, hey, I want to spend my time differently. This is a whole lot of money. Let me, you know what I mean? Let's get the hell out of here. I don't, you know,
but I do feel what the upside for me is who purchased it. And you dropped the gem on that with me yesterday. The same person who owned the Dodgers and stuff or whatever. And
that's who sold it. Yeah,
that's who sold it. I thought that's who bought it.
No. That's who bought it last year. That's who bought the controlling stake last year. And then he is who. There's all kinds of reasons why he had to sell again. Who bought it was Bob Iger, former president of Disney, and 2-time, I think, 2 different stints, I guess is how you say that, as president. But also, it's him, and it is Josh Kushner, who's Jared Kushner's brother, who has a great reputation in sports. I must say that. Like, he has a good reputation as being like a legit sports guy. He's not just into this as a money play or any of that stuff. But obviously, I mean, there's rumors galore when you're tied to when you're part of that family and tied to a certain other family you're tied to, right? So and if the previous owner, this guy
he's tied to Trump too, right? Like his
brother's
in-laws,
his brother,
like that.
right? No, his brother's married to his daughter, right?
Yeah,
his brother's son-in-law. So that adds to the rumors. Unfortunately, that adds to the speculation, the popular speculation. If this guy was in trouble for something else, is he getting out of trouble now? As in some sort of, hey, you get this deal, I get you off kind of a situation. Right, it just sucks that that's even something we have to discuss and consider and ponder. And I don't like that it's even imaginable. But 2026 is a weird time, bro. Really weird time. A lot of people have made a lot of money and they're buying sports teams, and they're doing it through hedge funds like this and other entities, and investing in weird ways and getting investment from weird places to do it. I get it, man. I get it. I looked into what it would take to bankroll live. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get into sports ownership. You can see it in the shot right there. That I have a stake in a certain soccer team in Europe that isn't it's not that big. Not that big a stake, but it's a very big team, So I want to own a basketball team someday, badly, right? Badly.
Yeah.
We would be great, We would be great.
Hell yeah.
I get it.
My biggest fear in the whole situation is pivoting back to the Dallas situation. That's what keeping me sweating, bro. Because when Cuban sold his controlling portion of Dallas, we all see the dominoes that fell afterwards or whatever.
Yeah, now it's a business, man. When you're owned by a corp, when you're owned by a hedge fund, when you're owned by a VC, all those things, it's about profit margins year to year. It's not about we can lose a little money, because we're going to make a ton of money when we sell. And that's how family businesses can run it, because then they can funnel lots of their family expenses into the overhead of the company. They can figure out other ways to profit and shit like that, or at least sustain. But once it's just an asset, and it's not like the family's also working there, it's no longer a mom and pop. Once it's just an asset, it has to be making money. It has to be making money. And it's a whole different approach. And unfortunately, a lot of teams are owned by these groups now.
Yeah. But that was the downside thinking of the Dallas situation. But I'm really in the middle because the other side is I think of the organization and how we have been run post Jim Buss era or whatever, between Jeannie Buss and Jim Buss Jr. and all of that. There really hasn't been, I mean, we won a championship, yes. And we did lure LeBron here, yes, but there has been so much opportunity, I feel like, with management with the Lakers that has been missed or whatever. Not saying the recent 3-4 years, not Mitch Kupchak, but the last three.
Pelinka. Rob Pelinka.
Yeah, Pelinka.
Looks like Rob Lowe.
Yeah, there you go. The last 3 years, Pelinka has been on fire. I will give him that. He got us Luka. He's putting the team together around Luka. So I feel like if the new management can allow him to continue cooking the way that he is, we should be straight, bro. We should be good, because I feel like like you said, they're all about profits. They're all about margins. So we're going to move away from feelings. We're moving away from, let me bring my buddy Magic Johnson in to run things because he's my buddy. Let me let LeBron and Clutch Management run things because he's a superstar. Now we're going to be ran like an actual organization.
They're still going to bring in, from what Bill Simmons was saying, that they're going to bring in Chris Paul, but it sounds like they're going to have some. They're going to have some basketball. He and Bob Iger.
Hold on.
Yeah. Chris Paul. The only Chris Paul.
Hold on. Stop. As a player?
No, not as a player. He's retired.
Okay, all right. Okay, cool.
No, he's going to be a part. He's going to be like the Joe Dumars role out and Pistons and then Phoenix for a while, or he's going to be the dude, like the player of the retired player turned, face of the corporate face of the operation type.
I like that. I like Chris Paul.
Yeah, he's smart as shit. I love
that. Hell yeah,
smart as shit. Knows business and knows basketball. That's what you want, right? That's what you want from the guy. So they've had a close relationship. Apparently, Bob Iger is going to run things, and that's who he's going to bring in as advisor, and eventually, bigger and bigger role.
I like that.
I think, I love that actually. From your, I look at this situation. I can look at this situation from different angles, through your glasses. Like if I take your glasses off and put them on and try to look through your perspective, or from the perspective of the fan, it could be good, could be bad. I don't think you matter as much to the new owners as you did up to this point. The Buss family were at least humans that thought about humans, they cared about the fans. They remembered their dad and how their dad was all about it. So the family kind of kept that going. But the less and less they own, the more and more that gets owned by big basketball, for lack of a better term, right? You guys, the fans are going to matter less. You're going to see the parking tick up in pricing. You're going to see but. Again, it's the Lakers, so everybody's used LA, to that. Bro. Nobody cares. It's another. Instead of $16, it's $17.50 for my beer. They're not going to notice, So I get that part. I think you're gonna see a very good team on the court while you have Luka. They're going to put the resources around there, but. And
that's all I really care about, because if you do that, everything else is going to follow.
Just remember, if there's a dip, if something doesn't work, if somebody gets hurt or whatever, if there's a dip somewhere, they're going to sell everything off too. You know what I mean? They will. I think most businesses, the business approach to modern sports is, if you're not winning, you got to fucking lose. You know what I mean? That's how it is. And the Lakers have never really, they've done it once or twice by accident. They've never really done it on purpose, where they've just sold off everybody. You've never seen them run like that. You've never seen them run like the Rays, or like the Tampa Bay Rays, or what the Celtics are now doing. Kind of
post championship. To think about it, that's really what we've been doing. Think about it, bro.
I think they were trying every year. They kept trying to retool every year, right? They never just said, "Okay, this isn't our year. Let's get the first pick in the draft." You know what I mean?
Got you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what you're going to see. At least there's going to be more conversation about that, and that's going to go very bad in LA. And
I don't think
they're not going to care. They're not going to care about the fans being upset.
Yeah, 2 reasons. LA, you gotta win. It's just one of those storied franchises like that. You just cannot have multiple losing seasons.
But that's the best way to win.
And
remember,
then
being stuck in the middle is the worst.
Yeah, but 2, also, the commissioner is coming down off of that, bro. They've already put stuff into play for tanking stuff or whatever.
Doesn't mean
this year is about the worst year for tanking.
It doesn't mean you can't do fucking roster gymnastics to control contract, commitments, and all of a sudden trade this guy for these 2 guys, but these 2 guys are done in a year, whereas this guy was in 3 years. Like there's still tons of stuff you can do. What they did is they undid or loosened the tie between draft pick and tanking, but there's still ways for you that benefit you to other than draft is what I'm saying. Like you still want to bottom out to get better, because part of bottoming out,
but that's not going to go with Laker culture, bro. Laker culture is
I'm not saying anything. I didn't say anything about the Laker culture going well. What I'm saying is the team doesn't care about Laker culture anymore because it's a corporation. Corporations don't care. Humans care.
Yeah, that may work with half of the teams in the league, but that's not going to work with LA.
Again, what you're saying is work isn't. You're defining the word work differently than they are. They are defining the word work as running a corporation.
Yeah,
you are defining the word work as happy fans. That doesn't matter anymore.
Defining the word work as the fans allowing that to happen.
There's no allow. No, this isn't European soccer. There's no fans allowing anything anymore in American sports.
It's not, but they will boycott. People will not show up to games. You got to think of who the Laker constituents are. These are Hollywood stars. These are former national champions,
for one fucking year,
Hall of Famers and stuff or whatever, bro. They're not going to sit back and watch LA just
and then soon as they start bouncing back, all those people will want to hop right back on the bandwagon, and the season tickets that they're trying to buy that they gave up 2 years ago are now 150% the cost. So yes, I understand what you're saying, but also the Lakers love winning, but also the Lakers love winning. So 3 years later, everyone will jump right back on the fucking rebound and come back up, because now it's a stock. It's going to go up and down. It's an asset value.
Will those people be in place to last those 3 years? Is my thing. That's what I'm saying.
Not if it's sold well. No, if you tell everybody if you're straight up about it, and you're like, listen, this is our best path to get better, and we have to do this for our stockholders because we are a business.
That's not going
you can sell it.
I don't think it's gonna fly. Not even with having Luka at the age and the time where he's at.
Wait. Now you're changing the conversation. I just said this isn't going to happen while they have Luka. Right?
But I didn't hear that.
The second thing, while things are going well, they're gonna add. They're always gonna add. Yeah, that's how corporations are. When they have a chance, they go for it right now. Right? But soon as they don't, or soon as I don't know, let's say he has another, his wifey gets pregnant with triplets, and he's like, you know what? I got to take a year off. I got to take paternity leave, right? It'd be crazy, right? It's never going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm coming up with a improbable.
No. I got you. I got you.
But let's say the team is going to make decisions in that circumstance, right? And if the team is bad, they're going to trade off the longest contracts. They're going to do everything they can do,
in that light, I can see it. We've done that before, bro. We did that the years when we got rid of Luol Deng and Timothy Mozgov and all of those contracts and stuff.
But that was less because of business and more because we got to give all this money to Kobe and say thank you. And then that kind of fucked up the numbers for a couple of years, and then they started having to do some gymnastics, and so they cut a bunch of people. That money they gave Kobe impacted them for like 4 or 5 years, because they remember, as a fan, part of the reason.
But even with the money that
part of the reason
Kobe,
the Buss family was willing to
people.
Yeah, but part of the reason the Buss family was willing to sell in the first place is they were a family business. They didn't have the money in the coffers other teams had, even though they were making a lot. And so giving $81 million to a dude on a team that wasn't winning kind of hurt their pockets. So they had to start You know, they had to sell percentage
the Kobe
off
contract didn't
with teams that had billions of dollars. And
I'm gonna tell you, the Kobe contract did not hurt us. Paying Kobe didn't hurt us. Paying Timothy Mozgov and Luol Deng years after they was off the team is what hurt us.
Yeah, but that's the modern NBA. Everybody gets stuck with bad contracts. Everybody else knows how to trade them.
That wasn't the NBA then.
What I'm saying is your mistake was never signing those contracts. Your mistake wasn't trading off of them sooner. Like everybody signs these 5-year deals in the NBA. The best teams are the teams that get it and get off of those contracts.
My thing was it was signing those contracts because we could not get rid of those players.
Right, that's my point. That's where you fucked up.
You
were bad dealers at the end. You weren't. It wasn't a bad contract when they signed it. The fact is, like, it wasn't a bad.
The hell it was, bro.
Gainstaville, it wasn't a bad contract for the Denver Nuggets to sign Michael Porter Jr. Where they came up was trading Michael Porter Jr. before the last few years of the contract. That's how you run a team. The Lakers should have traded. You're right. They should have traded him sooner. And if they were better at doing business, they would have been able to.
What I'm telling you is bad business was. I'm listening to everything you're saying, bro, but you're not hearing me in this.
I'm saying you're right. I'm saying you are right. I'm saying they should have traded those players 1 year sooner, not 1 year later.
And what I'm saying is we never should have traded them in the beginning.
Right. That's why they needed business people.
They never should have been signed. That was under Jim Buss Jr. when he was out on the. Listen, hear me out, bro, because I'm a Laker fan. I'm looking at it from the inside, bro.
You're also looking through purple lenses. Gold frames.
Come on, bro. It doesn't matter what team it is. How do you give Timothy Mozgov a top 5 player contract off of playing years with LeBron? Mind you, everybody knows everybody plays better with LeBron. Hasn't done anything before or after, and you also do the same thing to Luol Deng.
That's the point. That's how you do business. You give him the contract. You get 1 good year out of him, 2 good years out of him, and you trade him at that high value, right? That's how you do run a basketball team. That's what the Nuggets did. Michael Porter Jr. was a 14th pick in the draft. They got tons of value for that 14th pick in the draft. Right? Like you run your team better. Now, when you are signing players, you're fucked, man. You got to pay market value because there's other teams that want to play them, right? Like you don't even really, you can negotiate a little. You can try to circumvent it, right? Being Balmer and finding side deals. That wasn't even
market value. He dumped all of that money on him the first day. I guarantee.
Right, but other teams only because other teams would have.
No,
it was part of the
nobody
trade
else would have gave Mozgov that much money that we gave him.
I don't know, man. He had
that was all. That's what all of the sports writers were saying. Nobody would have gave him that money. That's why we gave him so much on the first day, bro.
Somebody that studied journalism and not business. That's why I listened to.
Anyway, at the end of the day, bro, yes, what you're saying, the idea of what you're saying is perfect. What I'm saying is they chose the wrong players to do that with. Michael Porter Jr., yes, that's a good gamble. Everybody knows anybody that plays with LeBron, he's going to make them better. Name a player that was not good with LeBron, and then after playing with LeBron was good. The majority of those role players, you go from Mario Chalmers, Timothy Mozgov, whoever plays with him, LeBron makes his teammates better. And then they go somewhere and sign a big contract and bomb out somewhere or whatever. We knew that track record before we signed Timothy Mozgov. Luol Deng, I will kind of give a pass on because he had some great years in Chicago. So that was kind of like a what the fuck did I sign type situation or whatever. Yeah, in Miami or whatever. So I give him a pass.
You just overpaid a contributing vet. But, like that's it's not like he wasn't going to play. Mozgov, the problem was, the problem was the game caught up with him real fucking quick. You know what happened to who was the dude in Indy? A big dude,
Granger?
Roy Hibbert.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
He was a beast. He was a beast, and then all of a sudden he was ineffective because the NBA game changed. The NBA game caught up to that. It's like all of a sudden, everybody's taking these threes, but then every team now.
I'll even give you another look at.
And then every team is like, "Fuck! Now, how do we compete with that? We got to find longer defenders, right? We got to find longer arm defenders. And next thing you know, you got 7'4" guys. And you know what I mean? That can come out and close. Like Victor Wembanyama can fucking block a shot with 2 steps from the inside. I think it's crazy. But the game shifted on to an extent on Mozgov. I'm not completely dissolving the team of guilt here or him or neither. You know, he probably could have stayed in better shape or kept up.
I just think it was too big of a risk, and that was really one of the reasons that pushed Jim Buss Jr. out, where they had the whole legal hearing and stuff or whatever, because and that was just a couple of the moves that he made, bro.
Yeah, but he was fucking raging. He was raging at night.
He was raging, and he was a mess.
And
he was strictly off of analytics. He
all the more reason it's fucking great that they have moved on to a corporate structure, and there's no longer an empowering of somebody's kid.
Right.
Because
and that was just one round. We're not even talking about the years with LeBron when we had like Trevor Ariza and Carmelo Anthony, and you know, all
it was
of
a lot
cats,
of a lot of the times when you have like in that case they had Anthony Davis. Look at me, I didn't call him Antonio. Anthony Davis and LeBron James, right? When you have those 2 big contracts and a couple other, like one other big contract, all of a sudden you got to take whoever wants to play on the vet minimum. You know, you got to. That's the nature of a salary cap. You know, and so they kind of just have to fill spots. It happened for him in Cleveland. It happened for him in Miami. It happened to him back in Cleveland, and it's happened to him in the Lakers.
They just got older and worse and worse.
All these available players that are willing, vets that are willing to. All right, I'll come play for a minimum just to be on the team because they need bodies and shit. Yeah. It's wild, man. It's wild. Whatever team LeBron's on is interesting. It's the business side of it, how he gets makeup. And you're seeing it in Philly, too, even though now it's not his money. There's 3 other players that are getting big money, so everybody's just joining for the vet minimum. You know, it's wild. Yep. All right, well, listen. We're actually not here to talk about basketball. We're going to talk about that. But obviously, when that news dropped,
when a bomb like that is dropped, bro. Yeah.
So, let's go through the Pro No report. All right. I want to talk a little bit real quick about golf, and then we're going to talk about some women's sports. And then we're going to get into the national championships. All right. National championship odds. We don't know who's playing the game yet. All right.
If we did, we would be rich.
We would be rich. We might be getting rich. All right. We might be getting rich. All 3 Pro No's on the PGA Tour are done for the season. Our guy Luke Clanton needed to win the tournament at the Wyndham Championship. Did not win. In fact, did not make the cut. And our guy Brooks Koepka needed to get T4 or higher. Had a really good Thursday, Friday. Was sort of in the mix going into the weekend, but real bad. Saturday. Real bad Saturday. Sunday wasn't bad, but real bad Saturday kind of made Sunday an impossible uphill battle. He just barely missed the playoffs, and it's largely because of the sanctions or penalties placed upon him by the PGA when he returned from Live Golf. And I'm just bringing that up to say, I suspect we're going to see a very motivated and very focused and very 2 fingers up, and they stuck screaming.
They penalized him for coming back from Live Golf.
Oh yeah. They gave him.
Elaborate on that.
There were financial penalties. There were certain events he was made to sit out from or qualify for. Like they just made this season much harder for him than the other golfers on the tour. Because they were mad that he left and joined the other startup when it started up, and he wanted to come back. Whatever. I think it was petty, and I think it was foolish of the PGA to have such. They should have welcomed everybody back with open arms and been magnanimous and helped them get out of the contracts. They didn't do any of that, and I think that was a very, very bad showing by the PGA. But as a collective, the golfers and the PGA itself was hurt, and Live Golf was sold in the media as this like Saudi league when really it was just the main investor in the startup, and now you're seeing a different investor, and now it's going to be corporate investments and stuff like that, and that it was just Live Golf was painted in a really negative light, and so there's a lot of people that were very mad at all the golfers that left the PGA.
Okay, gotcha.
But I just always felt that PGA didn't handle that well. They should have. embrace those golfers, help them come back if they wanted to, or enabled people to leave and in the same season play individual events and team events, stuff like that. There was a way that the two leagues could have coexisted, and they chose not to. And unfortunately, when Koepka wanted to come back, they made it really hard for him this year, and he was still almost in the playoffs. Long story short, I suspect he's going to have a killer year next year. I suspect he's going to come out on fire early in the season. I suspect, and the homie Casey Earl Flynn was talking about this very thing on BYA Bushwood this week, on the golf gambling pod from Bet Your Ash podcasting network, BYAPN, BYAP. Yeah, I watch out for him in the fall. I think he's going to crush. And one of the two of us may have checked out his odds to win the Masters this morning, and one of the two of us may have placed a small wager at 30-1 that he's going to win the Masters in April. So go Knowles, motherfuckers! Right? Like, this is awesome. Right. I hope he wears garnet shirts every single day of every tournament. I'm going to be going so crazy next year. It's going to be Koepka versus the world in golf next year. I can't wait.
Nice.
All right, there's golf. Let's talk about our Connecticut Sun. Right? Last week they were 7-23. I was like, dude, they gotta maybe win out if they want to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
well,
I remember that. Yeah,
undefeated since that conversation.
Hey,
they only played one game. But they won it. All right, they won it.
Right.
They were at home. They were at home game against the Phoenix Mercury, right from your neck of the nape. And tight game, whole game, tied going into fourth quarter. They had a 3-point lead, ticking seconds on the clock. Casey Plum, star for the Phoenix Mercury, pulls up from 3 for the buzzer beater tying shot. And badass Brittany Griner comes out of nowhere, BAM! And fucking blocks the game-tying buzzer beater with 1 second on the clock.
Oh, wow.
Yo!
I didn't even know Brittany Griner was on the squad.
BG beasting out. Yeah. She's like the bright spot for the team. But I think part of the signing and part of like having her on the team is they're moving back to Texas next year. And she was a star at Butler, so it's good for you know what I mean. Good for ticket sales, we'll say. So shout out to BG. That was great. It was. I watched the highlight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was watching the game or anything like that, but I watched the highlights and it was cool. She was just trailing her. Plum was kind of going around the 3-point line, just looking for a spot, dribbling around, looking for a spot, and she thought she found just enough opening. Plum gets the shot off fast. You know what I mean? She studied that. Sabrina Ionescu, kind of the two of them both studied from that Steph Curry. That it's all about the quick release, right?
Yeah.
She thought she had a window, and Griner got a couple fingers on it.
Nice.
One of the taller and definitely one of the largest wingspans in the WNBA.
Oh yeah.
We were just talking about it. We're just talking about how basketball has shifted. Once all these 3-point specialists started shooting like Steph, everybody started looking for longer defenders.
The wing defender. Yep.
Yeah. That's how you do it, So yeah, shout out to Brittany Griner. Shout out to the Sun. They won 75-72. So that was a big game, man. Big block at the end of the game. It was cool. It was fun to watch the highlights. And so, since we're talking about women's sports,
that is so confused. Oh man, you just threw my brain on the Connecticut Sun and the Phoenix Mercury.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to call him the Phoenix Sun. He was like, so the Sun's wet.
Also,
I'm like,
no
wait
S.
a minute.
Also, one singular. It's the Connecticut Sun, and it's the Phoenix Suns. But such an easy. I imagine the broadcasters had to be had a little post-it note. You know what I mean? Like, don't fuck this up. Yeah. That was easy. That'd be like me trying to talk about, trying to do, fucking morning radio in Chicago. Every single day, I'd be like, Caleb Wilson. Shit. What sport are we talking about? I'd be the worst, right? It's the same thing, man. Phoenix Suns. I mean, the Connecticut Sun.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Man. So let's talk about women's soccer, because Florida State Pro Knowles run women's soccer globally. All right, globally.
We run this.
There's more to be added to the ranks every year. There's more to be added to the ranks every year because we badass. We badass. So I checked out some things. For the Pro Noel report. I wanted to be accurate in my Pro Noel reporting, right? So we had some movement in the offseason. Some players are with different teams, stuff like that. So I just wanted to check in. Plus, the Women's World Cup is like a year away. So a lot of these players are getting caps for their national team and playing in qualifiers and stuff like that. So it's a great time if you're into soccer. Like the World Cup was amazing. The Men's World Cup was amazing this summer. It's dawned on me that I should always call it the Men's World Cup because the Women's World Cup is right after it. But whatever, we couldn't call it. The Men's World Cup was great. And women's soccer is at an all-time high. It's a lot of fun. And if you're a Florida State fan, it's even better. So let's get through this.
Stuff for like 20 years now, man.
Right. Leani, and I think I pronounced that correctly. It's either Leani or Leilani. Leani Nesbitt, who is on the Bermuda national team. She was signed with the Chicago Stars last year, and she, in a mutual, kind of parting, she left the Chicago Stars to sign with FC Como, which is a women's side in Italy. The Italian Serie A Women's League hasn't started their regular season yet. This all just happened like 2-3 weeks ago that she switched over to that team. It was in the works for a while, but she just left a few weeks ago and joined the team a few weeks ago. But she was in the starting lineup right away for a pretty big preseason friendly against Juventus, which is the women's Juventus women, which is the women's side of one of the biggest soccer teams in Europe, in Juventus. So that's really cool that she's over in Italy getting to chill by Lake Como and probably living a very nice life. Megan Connolly, while we're in Europe, let's keep going. Megan Connolly has just been playing mainly for Republic of Ireland. She is signed to Bristol City, also in the Italian league, but she's mainly been spending the summer playing with the national team. She's been starting every match as they went through qualifier matches this summer. I didn't write it down, but I think they've qualified already. I think they qualified for the Women's World Cup next year. Ireland. Republic of Ireland. She is like a staple of that team. So that's really, really cool. And she's playing really well. Danny, I can always mess it up because she's Icelandic. So, but it's like Brynjarsdóttir, or I don't know, Brynjarsdóttir. I don't know. I'm gonna mess that one up. She's a legend in Iceland. She's an absolute legend. She was a beast at Florida State years ago too. She's part of the early batch of what made Florida State stand out. You know what I mean? She's part of setting the culture, right? She transferred from West Ham to a club in Iceland, but it's really been about national team play. Iceland has she has 122 appearances for the Iceland national team, which is a ton. She's been since she was young. She has been a part of the team, mostly starts, but of late and preparing for next World Cup, they've been kind of transitioning her into like a late game sub to take advantage of tired legs on defense type thing, a little like come in, get the game winner kind of a player. So that's really cool. She's been beasting out for Iceland. And then Christina Roque, who is the goalkeeper for the Puerto Rican national team, who is one of the reasons that we even got into NWSL because she's awesome. But she has been out on loan. So she's signed to Louisville, Racing Louisville. But she's been out on loan to these little USL teams because the USL is like the second division in the United States in the soccer, both men and women's. So she's been out on loan to all these teams. Right now, she's playing for the Tampa Bay team, and she's probably going to a bunch of Bucks games this year. We're going to talk about the Bucks next week. Big Bucks preview episode. All right. But this is what I bring her up. She's been in the goal for the Puerto Rican national team. She is the starting keeper for the Puerto Rican national team. She has been beasting out in CONCACAF qualifiers of late, and she she is a very big part of the reason that the Puerto Rico's a tiny island, bro. Really a tiny island. You can drive around it in a couple hours, like the whole perimeter. And they have qualified for the Women's World Cup next year. And
nice.
She's a big part of that. So bravo to Puerto Rico. Bravo,
awesome.
And bravo to Christina. Viva Puerto Rico. That's cool.
Viva la Puerto Rico.
That's right. So another player who's been out on loan to some USL teams is Lauren Flynn, who signed right now. She signed to the Utah team, but she's been out. She's right now on loan to Dallas Trinity in the USL. The USL is ramping up its women's teams, and there's more and more rosters that need filling. So we're going to see more of this. I think it's good for the NWSL. It enables them to have more players during the off season, the preseason, and then get everybody minutes and get everybody time and get some money out of it. Like they're paying these salaries, they might as well get some money out of it by loaning them to other teams. I think I like the soccer business structure. I think it's fascinating and that really works. All right, so let's get to the NWSL. It's the National Women's Soccer League. It's the premier American female soccer league, and it's full of Knowles. All right, so we're going to just talk about a handful of them. Jenna Neiswanger, she is now signed to Bay FC. She was over in Europe playing for Arsenal and I think just Arsenal, but she's been over in Europe for a few years. Hasn't been going great. She was on the U.S. national team that won the gold medal at the Olympics a few years ago, and now she's not on the roster for the U.S. national team. She is now transferred to Bay FC, which is I think it's a expansion team this year. And it's like the whole goal is to reinvigorate her career, get back on track, get back on the women's national team, maybe in time for the World Cup next year. So, and she's been having a good season so far. She got a bunch of starts. I think she started like 19 out of 22 games or something. Like she's been playing really well and contributing. So that's really cool. I don't know if you remember this, but last year, the Orlando Pride had their defense had two pro Knowles. It was Carson Pickett and Emily Sams, and they've been two of our biggest name defensive players in the last couple of years. Both won the NCAA with Florida State. They both left Orlando. Carson Pickett left as a free agent, and she signed with the expansion Denver Summit this season. She's kind of the goal is she's a vet. They want to help instill a attitude, you know what I mean? A team attitude. And she's been beasting up and holding down the defense really, really strongly, playing really well. And they're 1 point as an expansion team. They're 1 point out of the playoffs right now. They're sitting in 10th in the standings. There's something like 20 games left, not even less than 20 games left. Emily Sands also left. She's now on Angel City, and that was a huge trade. It was one of the biggest financial player purchases from one team to another in MLS in the history, like $650K or something that Angel City paid for the rights just to make the trade happen. She has been she's been doing her thing, like just exactly what you expect, just holding it down for the defense. She was a former defensive player of the year in NWSL when she was with Orlando. It's been from jump since she got to Cali, since she got to the left coast, she's been doing the same thing. So they're tied for 8th in the last spot in the playoffs. Dana Cristina Castellanos, again, who's on the Portland Thorn, who's like the other reason we got into this NWSL. Only one start for the club so far this season. She had a really bad hip injury at the start of the season. She is back from injury, but hasn't kind of played her way back into the minutes, right? She's kind of on the roster, and hopefully she's back and contributing again soon, and back to 100. You know, who else? Casey Kruger from the U.S. Women's National Team and the Washington Spirit. Washington Spirit's in second in the standings right now, but she is out for the season because she's on maternity leave. So congrats.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, congrats to Casey Kruger. Yeah. Hopefully that little kid becomes a Knoll and a pro Knoll someday too, just like you did. Yeah. And then Jalen Howell. on the first place Gotham FC team in New York, New Jersey, but they just call them Gotham. Gotham FC. It's her rookie season. They got her late in last season, but this is technically her rookie season. 19 starts so far for Gotham. She has been contributing, and they're pumped to have her. They view her as a big piece of their future. So, man, Florida State Seminoles just run this women's soccer shit. There's pro Noles kind of throughout, and it's exciting. It's exciting to watch, and it's fun to watch the NWSL. And all of a sudden, you see somebody like, I know that name, and then you look it up. Like, oh yeah, go Noles! It's really a good time. So that is your Pro Nole report for Thursday, August 13th, 2026.
Yeah, boy.
It's a lot. We got a lot of pros. Like, we didn't even get into football. We didn't even talk about basketball. We didn't even talk about baseball. Like, there's just a lot of pro Noles. It's fun. It makes for it gives us a lot of good. Whoa, it's given us a lot of good content in the Mike Norvell era.
Slick.
Oh,
nice
man.
One. Nice. You slid that one right on up under there.
Oh man.
Man.
Let's talk about the Mike Norvell era. All right. We've said it's quite clear all around. It is now or never, right? It is now or never. No more bullshit. No more bullshit. I'm not saying, and I don't think that the boosters or the fan base expect us to win it all or anything like that. Okay, I don't think it's not what did James Dolan tell the coach of the Knicks? You gotta win it all to come back.
Like, so he told the players that,
and so he went out and did it. Like, I love that shit, man.
Me too.
I'll take Mike Brown as my coach in anything, football, whatever sport you want to play. That's what you want as a coach. Okay, all right. I got something on the line here too. So I don't think they're saying anybody's saying that to Mike Norvell. I don't think that's the bar. But maybe ACC championship game might be. If we don't make, he might not be back next season if we're not in the national. I think
it's even less than that. Like, we don't make a bowl game, bro. Like,
then we're definitely not. Then he's definitely gone. He's definitely gone. But if we make like the Pop-Tart Bowl, I don't think he's coaching the Pop-Tart Bowl. I think they'll use all those weeks to let the new coach kind of get in there and whatever.
Yep. I think no matter what happens this year, it feel like we're done with the Norvell era or whatever.
If we make the playoffs, if we make the college football playoffs, even as an at-large team, he'll be back.
Question to you then.
If we're going to make it's not the conversation.
I know. But say we have a 10-win season. Do you have faith in Norvell with the future?
I mean, it depends on how the team played, right? Did we get a great play out of one of these new quarterbacks and they seem to have like a relationship like JT and coach had? Then hell yeah, we're keeping him around. But if they got those 10 wins mostly from defensive play and in spite of the head coach, then of course he's gone. So yeah, I mean, it's contextual, it's situational. I suspect that if we make the playoffs, our fan base is so hungry for a little success that we're going to be going crazy, and we're going to. And
we beat Alabama and win ape shit last year.
He'll have one more year. He'll have one more year just off the of us getting back in the playoffs. But you're right. If they kind of backdoor their way into that last spot, and it's not really all good, even though they get some wins, and maybe he's gone. So it is contextual. 10 wins is a weird spot. You asked. That was a really good job by you because you asked the question that like it could go either way, right there.
Right.
It's why point spreads always have the 0.5 at the end.
Right. We'll put another question. What do you think is the ceiling for keeping Norvell going forward?
Oh, you mean what's the best case scenario if we keep him?
Well, like what is his
if we're
best?
getting great play out of the quarterback position, that trickles out, and it's because of a lot of reasons, but it's usually in college football is usually because of a good relationship between the head coach or the offensive play caller and the quarterback, and a good offensive line plus some weapons. Right? If we're getting good play out of the quarterback position, that's usually indicative of good things. Right? And so I just think that if we start progressing, let's say we get that situation where we get 10 wins and we just barely make the playoffs, but our offense is clicking and we're seeing that shit happen. There's no reason for him not to be brought back and go start throwing bags on defensive transfers. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, and put the weapons around him. You know, when you think we just talked about this with basketball. When you think you have a chance, right? You got to surround that chance. You see what Texas is doing every offseason while they have Arch Manning. They have a chance. They feel themselves having a chance. So they're trying to grab everybody, you know, and they're retooling every year. And now everybody's saying, holy shit, they're better than last year. But we said that last year, and we said that the year before, right? It's because they have Arch and they're willing to spend. If all of a sudden one of the quarterbacks, I'm not going to say who's going to have the starting spot. I don't know who's going to win the job yet. It's not been confirmed, although it seems like somebody's leading the race.
No, Daniels, Ashton Daniels.
They have announced it. Great.
Yeah. He's gonna be
I think he's great. I think he's, all I've seen are clips of practice and shit like that. You know what I mean? But I think he has potential. All of a sudden, nobody expected Jameis to get invited to New York. Right? Nobody. Right? Nobody had heard of him. He was, if all of a sudden this kid, even if he doesn't win it, but he's like in the, he might be getting a call and might get to go fly up to New York for the day, right? You never know, bro. You never know. So long story short, you asked about the ceiling. Honestly, if things are fucking going well enough to re-sign him for next year, I suddenly put next year's ceiling at a national championship. Because we've seen how quickly teams can turn around. You brought it up last week. We saw how quickly Indiana turned around in 2 years. All of a sudden,
Oh yeah.
If we get, it's all about getting productivity out of.
But I feel like in the Indiana, Penn State, and all those situations, you got a good chef cooking it up.
At times it's been good, man. At times it's been good. So at times it's been good, man. So if we can kind of tap back.
Man, we only had 3 good technically.
This conversation wasn't about like how we think we're going to do. It was like, what would how would the expectations change for next year if we did it? You know what I mean? It's like if we get great quarterback.
And I just looked up his contract, and that adds another factor into us keeping him. I agree with you.
Next year is his last year on the contract?
2031, bro. 2030 run. So we got 10 wins. He probably coming back.
He extended. I think he extended like the day before the JT injury game.
I think so. Yep. But with his contract being that long, like I could see if this was the last year, maybe if he had 2 or maybe 3 years left. Okay, yeah, we're getting you up out of here, but he's gonna have more of a chain to stay.
A little more leeway.
Yeah, a little more leeway with a 10-win season, a bowl game.
But it still has to be. I mean, if he doesn't get 9 wins, though, like 5 years left on the contract or not, I don't think he's coming back next year.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. I don't know. It's weird with the financial situation that we're in. I don't know, dude. Like
we don't send any booster bags. We don't have any money.
Right.
You and I got other things
from their aspect of them. Yeah. The main reason boosters and everyone else have been stating that they're keeping them is because of financial situations and stuff or whatever.
It's a lot of bread.
I'm looking at it. I get it now.
I get that buyout. You got to pay the next guy. And the next guy's going to be like, look how quick you're signing these. You're firing people. I'm not going to try to sign a 3-year deal. And next you know, the next guy has a 6-year deal or an 8-year deal too.
That's 5 years he got left. But yeah, I could definitely. I think a lot of it is going to hang on the Miami game, the Alabama game early on or whatever, just how those games pan out. If we're
in New Mexico State in 17 days isn't a big deal.
I mean, that's a guy that's a gimme. I feel like that's a gimme.
Is it? This is where we're at right now. If Mike Norvell loses this.
let me explain. let me explain myself. I feel like it should be a gimme, meaning we should win this. If he lose any game that we should win, then yes, he's out of there. He's out of there. New Mexico State, those teams we're supposed to win or whatever, you know. Yeah. I even feel like if we have close games like last year, because this is 3 or 4 games last year, which we should have won. And even though there were close games, it's like, okay, we're close, I'll let it by. Okay, we're close, I'll let it by. This year, ain't no letting it by. Ain't no letting it by. Stanford 3 points, ain't nobody letting it by. Yeah, right.
And that's the last thing that a good team learns how to do, right? Like when you're a good team, you can blow out other teams, but can you fight really hard in the trenches when it's like, every inch fucking matters. It's going to come down to who has the ball last. Those are the big ones,
Yeah. All right, so feel like this is going to be one of the biggest question mark seasons for us.
I've ever had.
Biggest, bro, biggest. Because even though we've had an overhaul, there is more players coming from last year to this year versus the last 2 years that we've had. So there is a bit of contingency going on between the players and stuff or whatever. But there's also some huge holes that we got to fill too, specifically on the offensive line. We do have some stars, bro, receivers, quarterback. We got at least 3 quarterbacks I can see us going with right now, bro.
Hey man, you never know. You never know how many you're going to use in the season these days. So.
Right.
Good. I'm glad we have a quarterback room. So if everything goes right, all right. So let's say we, maybe we're 1 loss or going into the conference championship, and even if we lose the conference championship, we're probably in the playoffs. All right. Let's say we make the playoffs, right? And we're talking about how crazy that would be, what we need, etc. The fan base would be so hyped. But let's say we make the playoffs, and then we win 3 straight. Because I'm presuming we're not going to have the bye. We don't have to 2 straight. We have to win 3 straight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth? Because you're in Arizona. I'm looking at Arizona odds for this exercise. You at one of the books they're offering 50-1. Is that a risk? Is that a 50-1 risk you're willing to
50-1 of winning the championship game or being in it?
No. Win the Natty. To win the Natty.
No. I ain't putting. I can't attach money to Norvell like that, bro.
Nope. $100 turns into $5K real quick. Well, real quick. So it takes a third of the year. It's not real quick at all. All right.
Yeah, no, I don't.
All right, so I imagine there's not going to be too many teams that are longer shot than Florida State that you're interested in. Is there any little team that you think nobody knows about? Anybody you think that is going to make a run at it that's off the board, sort of, that's not in the public eye?
I'll go for the same team I mentioned last week, Virginia Tech.
All right, let's talk about.
I can put their seal in there because they're bringing in a coach that's known to not only turn around programs but turn around programs quick. Kind of already went through a whole overhaul last year, getting in decent athletes and stuff there. They really just need coaching. And as in the words of Deion Sanders, he's bringing it. He brought in his suitcase, brought in his luggage bags with him.
His Louis bags.
He brought in his Louis Vuitton bags when he came in with his, coaches and personnel and stuff or whatever. So, and then in the ACC, which, really you just got to beat Miami and survive. After that, it's kind of an easy straight there. So
that's why I won the year that's the year that nobody knew about us. And Jameis Winston, was the starting quarterback because the freshman won it all. Won the what's it called? The Heisman.
That was a perfect year, though. That was a perfect year, bro.
Right, but I did that logic. I did, oh, shit, all we have to do is be undefeated, and they'll put us in the game. Because it was, remember, it was before the BCS. It was the last year before it, or the first year of it, or whatever it was. It was when they did the group of 4, or whatever, So, 2 games. And that was my exact logic that you have, that you're in the ACC, and you just got to get in the championship game and win, Yeah, I'm. I don't think
that year with Winston was special because think that Winston was a freshman, but that team was seasoned, bro. That team had them went through 2 or 3 years of playing with each other. With who was our quarterback before then? I can't think of his name.
It was his dad was on the coaching staff. What was his name?
Oh, I can't think of his name. No,
Wyatt?
It wasn't him. No, it wasn't Wyatt. It was oh man, this is gonna kill me.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. It is not easy.
EJ Manuel.
Yes,
EJ Manuel was our quarterback. Yeah. And remember, we had a good team under EJ Manuel for those couple of years. And that team that Jameis Winston got, all we needed was a decent quarterback. And we got a Heisman contender, bro. So that threw it out, man. We had like a senior receivers, junior tight ends, the whole like that. Just because think about it, that whole team went pro. And then the next year, Jameis rallied us into the playoffs basically off of his back, bro. Yeah. So yeah.
Listen, man, I think that other people listened to our podcast last week and maybe hot dog, yeah. But because it went down a little bit. It was a little higher. It was a little higher prior to this. But right now you can get Virginia Tech. And I think maybe we should probably put a little something just in case. You can get them at 17,000, a plus 17,000. So 170 to 1. They are a longer shot to win the Natty than Florida State is, even though they are a lower, they have lower odds to win the conference because I'm assuming the national, thought of Virginia Tech is, right, even if they make the playoffs, there's no way they're winning 3 in a row against the biggest teams in the country. And okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested in them to win the conference and taking that 25 to 1, money or whatever it is.
At least to be.
I think they're in the conference game, but I have a little flyer on them to win the conference. They're presently at, you can get them at over under 6.5 wins. I kind of like the over there. I don't. Maybe at 170 to 1's a big number. I may put a little something on that. But I don't see them winning the national championship. But I thought I sort of knew we were going to discuss them. That was a good one. The other ACC team, other than Miami, that I was kind of thinking about was SMU.
Clemson?
Well, I'm not taking Clemson seriously until I see it. That's just how I stand right now. But SMU, sneaky. And I feel like they're the kind of team that even if they win the ACC, the other teams in the playoffs will take SMU, that kind of attitude and sleep on. So, SMU you can get, if you shop around, you can get at plus 1250. So, what's that? 125 to 1.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice one right there. But the only other ACC team to consider is Miami. Miami is you have to shop around in your state. If you do, you can find 13 to 1 plus 1,300. They're one of the favorites on the national scene, largely because they have the easier path in the conference. Right? They don't have to. They're not in the Big Ten or the SEC, where even the best team can get 3 losses during conference play, and therefore sort of miss their opportunity, in the new structure. It's interesting. Miami to win the national championship. They were so close last year. They were so close last year. It's tough to I don't know. It's tough to get back there. We know it's tough for any team to get back there, but it's if you're willing to, I don't know. I would want a longer number if I'm betting on any team to win the national championship, and if I'm tying up my money for 4 months, I would want a little bit bigger of a number personally. But we talked about Indiana. Let's talk about some non-ACC teams quick. We talked about Indiana getting back or kind of in 2 years becoming a institution and a player in the scene. They lost a ton of talent. All those guys they brought from JMU have, cycled out of their allotted number of years in the NCAA, and many of them have matriculated to the NFL, especially Fernando Mendoza. You want to bet Indiana
overall pick?
Yeah. So
I can't wait to see him in Vegas, man.
Yeah,
I like the kid,
but I think it's going to be really tough for Indiana to kind of get even close to that. Although they're getting a higher level of transfer and stuff. They just lost so much talent, I think. And it might take 2 years to get back there.
I don't know, bro, because what I just said earlier, it's all about the chef in the kitchen cooking, man.
True. They got a good one.
And that guy, his specialty is taking nothing and making it into something. Because remember, Mendoza played on the Cal team that we beat when we only won 2 games.
Yeah, we're one of the only right. Are we one of the only teams in the country to ever beat him in a football game?
Yeah, right. Think about that, bro. So yeah, man. Like, I'm not counting. What is his name? Signetti or whatever.
Signetti,
yeah. I'm not counting. I'm not counting Coach out, bro, because
I'll take that.
And he has confidence in himself. Did you remember his opening?
Google me.
Yeah, bro. He's like, Google me. I got him bringing my players in. We're gonna be good.
9-1. Can I interest you in that at 9-1? You want a piece of that? 900.
I'll take a piece of that, bro. I'd take a piece of that.
I think it's a little late. I would want it at like 15, but okay. I mean, Signetti, you're right. Signetti, you're betting on the coach. You're betting on the coach.
Yeah.
And I think that's a safe bet when you're talking about a game played by 22-year-olds. Bet on the coach. Bet on the grown up in the room. All right. I like that. I like that. I like that attitude. All right. I can get it. I would like a little bit bigger of a number, but still 9-1 if you shop around. Here's one that was also low to me. All right. I thought it would be higher. Georgia.
Ooh.
Georgia is 10-1. And you haven't heard their name at all. Everybody's talking about LSU. Everybody's talking about Indiana. Everybody's talking about, can Ohio State retool and take the Big Ten back? What's going to happen with Michigan now that this Carr kid has a couple years? But Georgia was the team we used to talk about, right? Georgia, it was always year in, year out. SEC, Georgia, there, watch out. All of a sudden, their quarterback goes to Miami and gets to the national championship game in the NFL. Right? People are leaving Georgia. What's up, man?
I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't bet on Georgia. I feel like ever since the NIL expanded, it kind of taken a lot away from Georgia in the sense that they used. Bro, just think about it. It was at one time where they had everybody on their defensive line was going to be in the NFL within a year or two.
Right. Look
so
at the
they
Eagles.
had talent behind.
We used to make that joke about the Eagles.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They don't have that now. And that's not to say that they're not talented. They are talented. They just don't have talent behind talent like they did before.
Real talk.
And that's what's taking the edge on them, because if someone gets hurt, then that's it. Like when
they are experiencing what all the SEC is experiencing now that the other teams have bags that they can give out because now that everybody else is spending money, right? Why am I going to go sit here for 2 years and wait for a starting spot? I could go get paid to play over there, start for
and
2
then
years,
come back
and then
and
transfer back and get a bigger bag. You know what I mean? And still play for the same, team, right?
Right.
Why would you like fight it out on a top tier team when you could go to a barely a step down? Look at the quarterback.
Go to Fresno State and get that $100K.
Right. Look at the guy. You don't even have to do that. Go to Duke. Look at this kid in Miami.
Look
at this kid in Miami,
Prime
man.
Example.
He's getting paid this year because he went to Duke. And yes, they weren't great. No, they didn't win a ton of games, but he showed what he had to show, and he learned and he developed and he got bigger and whatever, and he got ready for the bag. Yeah, man, and it's just such a different college football. It just doesn't matter.
I love it. I just hate that we're on the bottom tail of it. I love it. I love the overall college football atmosphere, man. One thing I did hate about being young watching college football is like, oh, Georgia got a good team. Got to watch out for Georgia for the next 3 years.
Right.
Oh, Florida got a good team. They're going to be good for the next 3 years.
Unless the coach left for the NFL and all of a sudden,
right.
Shit, who they signing now? That was
Right.
great. That was great. Oh, man,
Right.
everything's different. Everything's different.
Yeah, it's on a year-by-year basis now, bro.
Yeah, some of these other teams kind of at the top. All right, I just want to talk about some of the other teams at the top. Oregon, if you shop around, it's almost the exact same at every single book in Arizona. It is plus 800, 8-1. I think Oregon's the nastiest team at least the nastiest roster in the college football scene this year. They brought back everybody. They brought in one of the best quarterbacks available, the cat who went to Nebraska, Raiola, and just have him backing up the guy who was supposed to be better than Mendoza last year. Who's coming back for his senior year. Moore is going to be sick. And
Yep.
I think there's going to be some teams deciding between Moore and Manning coming NFL draft time. It's going to be really the teams at the very top are going to be decided between those two. It's going to be a really interesting conversation. I'm tempted a little bit on Oregon. I think Oregon's wanted a natty for years, so long, man, so long, and they have so many resources. I feel like they're due. They're due. It's coming.
Yeah.
8-1, I'd like a little bit longer of a number, but I think those are realistic. I think that's like a realistic number, Texas, you can also get at 8-1. Like I said, they just tooling up around Arch Manning. They see the talent, they see the head, and they see the physical skills that none of his dad and his uncle never had. I think he was advertised to be something special. He might be as advertised. And that's saying something because he was really hyped and has been continued to be really hyped throughout his college career.
Yeah, had a down year last year, at least towards the beginning of the year or whatever, but he picked it up mid-season.
Yeah, slow start to the year. That's the way to look at it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It's sort of, and maybe that's indicative of them adding so many players in the offseason. It might have been, we got to all get on the same page that we need a few games to get it together. It might have been some of that, man. It might have been some of that because it was a different team later in the year. It almost one
night and day. Yeah. Night and day, bro. Yep.
So if they can come out, that's interesting. So the question is that going to happen again this year? Right? Are they going to, hamper their future progress with a couple L's early because they added a bunch of players again in the offseason and they need to get ready? I doubt it. I
doubt it. This year he's coming in with a whole year of having first team reps, so he's got more chemistry with those players and stuff. Remember last year was his first year starting after he was left or whatever. So I think definitely he's not going to have as slow of a start this year as he did last year.
Personally, I think that's our natty. I mean, depending on how the playoffs are all lined up, but I suspect they're going to be 1-2 or 1-3 in the standings going into the playoffs, and so they're not going to be on the same brackets. And so I suspect those two teams, Texas and Oregon, that's the national championship matchup. And that's the bet I'm going to play. So I'm going to go look for national championship matchups and bet that it's Oregon, Texas. But here, I have let's call it an exercise. I have an exercise to do with you. Who do you think have the lowest odds to win? Do you have it up in front of you? No, don't open it if you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I wanted you to guess who the two favorites were. Who have the lowest odds in the nation to win the national championship? Do you know the answer to this question?
No, I don't.
One of them won't be a shock. Okay. One of them's Ohio State. They have the shortest odds in the country. I don't think that should be that surprising. They were so pissed off about how last year played out that it shouldn't be surprising that people came out of, look at this pile of dollars I found underneath my mattress. And they really reinvested in their roster. Ryan Day is a great coach, even if they didn't win. And
also remember they lost their offensive and defensive coordinators
going into last
year too, or whatever. So
I get it. It makes sense. You can find them at like 6-1 if you shop around, anywhere from like 550 to 6-1. Okay. But here's the one that fucking shocked me. Notre Dame is the second favorite.
I could see that
for the national championship. You can also get them at 600, anywhere from 550 to 600. Oh, one book has them at 7. So if you want to get them at plus 700, 7-1. I put Notre Dame in. Maybe I'm stuck in the past. Okay. But I got Notre Dame in my Clemson category. I ain't believing shit till I see it. They come up short every time. Every time. Oh, Notre Dame's back. Notre Dame's back. Motherfucker. This ain't the fucking 70s and 80s. All right. That Catholic school network only gets you so far in today's day and age. Right.
Agreed.
And I just don't think they ever have the dogs for the natty. Like they might get to the national championship game.
Agreed.
And I think that if they were fucking, I don't want to talk shit. Let me be polite. If they were to join a conference, any conference, I would bet them to be second in the conference every fucking season. I bet you they would lose conference championship games. But they part of the reason they lose national championship games is they never play in any conference championship games. They don't know what it's like, man. So I'm not backing that. I'll in fact, somebody really wants Notre Dame at 7-1, call me. I'll bank that shit. Right? Like I legitimately have zero faith in that.
Yep, totally agree.
That really shocked me that they were that high.
Like even the last couple of teams that they've had the last couple of years that they've been, this team is this and that or whatever. And it's like, it may be a good team, maybe a great team, but I still don't see a national championship team. Like no matter how good they are, they're going to lose 2 or 3 key games that's going to keep them out of it or whatever. And
real talk.
Like you said, they don't have those dogs in
dogs,
them.
Man. Yeah. Altar boys can't win football games. You need warriors, bro. Few others. I mean, this has been our longest podcast ever. So I don't know. I don't know if you have a few more minutes.
Good.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's roll.
Texas Tech spent a ton of money, right? And they got a stud at quarterback. Except, oh shit, your stud at quarterback's been gambling. He ain't playing this year. Somehow their backup must be nasty or not a big step down because they're still only paying 22-1 to win the national championship. That doesn't seem right. That should be a much bigger number. I don't see Texas Tech winning any natty this season.
Yeah, me either.
How about LSU? The fighting Lane Kiffins no longer in Mississippi. Now Lane Kiffin got
I didn't think about that.
Resources that even Mississippi never had.
Oh man, they may be one to look out for, bro.
Yeah,
because I feel that he could flip them out quicker than he did Ole Miss. Ole Miss it took a couple of years.
Notre Dame. Ole Miss was only going to get to the game. They were never going to win the game. Right. Same status. Yeah.
But with him, that's like moving up from like a Cadillac to a spaceship. So
real talk, man. Real talk.
Yeah, watch out for him,
if you
bro.
look in his past, he was on the Alabama staff. He knows what it means to be around a big budget team. You know what I mean? I wasn't meaning to cast aspersions on Alabama. I meant a team with a ton of talent and a ton of stuff. He did amazing things with Mississippi, but he was never going to have LSU booster money, right? That's fucking bread, buddy. You know what I mean? Like now, if he knows how to handle it, if he knows how to guide the ship, watch out. I would tell you, if you were just coming up to me, hey, Greg, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen with LSU? I'd probably say they're a year away from being a year away. You know what I mean? Like that. It's maybe next year, but that third year, I'm going all in on them to win. That third year of
winning. I can give them a shorter little. Like it could be next year,
right?
Next year,
because of
the NIL and transferring and stuff, bro. Yeah.
Could you imagine if he just drives right down the street from Mississippi to LSU and has them fighting hard? And he's going to have them in games, right? But if he has them in the mix for the SEC championship, if they're in the SEC championship game, that fan base is going to go bad shit, man. Bad shit.
And look at the flip side. The top tier teams aren't as top tierish anymore. We just talked about Georgia.
Everyone's
not being
susceptible.
As good. Even
Everyone's
Alabama not being, as
Texas,
good as they were in this past.
Texas could lose too early. You forgot that they were in the SEC. You forgot Texas in the SEC.
I remember, man. And Oklahoma.
You know what conference Oregon's in?
What is it, Big 12?
No, Big 10.
Big 10. That's it. Yeah.
No, I'm just making jokes. That shit's fucking hilarious to me.
But you not
Stanford's in
think
the
about it.
ACC.
LSU is
Has
really
a chance, right?
It's
So
really got to
if you
look out
shop
for that,
around, you can
man.
get LSU at 20-1. Most places have them at like 16 or 18, but there's one place out in Arizona that has them at 20-1. I think that's a good wager. I think that's a great wager, and it's one that you might be able to hedge. All of a sudden, they make the natty, and you can hedge off or something like that. Or I don't know. I think they have a good chance. I think we didn't see Lane Kiffin coach in any of the playoff games last year, but we know he can handle a big game. And so if LSU is in the CFP, even if they're just the last team invited, watch out, man. Watch out.
Oh yeah.
God forbid they get to host a playoff game. That shit would be nuts. We should go to Baton Rouge. Even if we can't get in the stadium, we should go to Baton Rouge.
For the food alone.
I got a guy. He's a booster. I got an LSU booster. You're gonna love him. Oh, you've met him. You've actually talked to him before. We'll talk about it off air.
Okay.
We'll talk about it off air. We actually have to talk about something else too. Just dawned on that. So I figured we should just look at Alabama. They used to be cream of the crop, right? I could see DeBoer kind of his system kind of finally getting into place down there. Another little tweak.
What is this,
to the
his
coaching
third year?
staff. I think it's his third year. Another little tweak to the coaching staff. Players leaving, players coming. Maybe DeBoer's a good coach. He might not be an LSU kind of guy or a Bama kind of guy. He's no Bear Bryant, right? But he's a good coach, man. You can get them at 25-1. I think it's not a crazy bet. You know what I mean? If you told me, I got this 25-1 ticket on Alabama, I'm like, oh, okay, go get them. You know what I mean? I think it's like the right number. You know what I mean? It's the right number. There's Michigan is interesting because now that Carr kid has a couple years under his belt. If it worked, right? If he's gotten better and then gotten better and then gotten better, right? Michigan might be a conversation piece this season, right? They might be in the mix for the Big Ten, right? If they can pull that shit off, you can get Michigan right now 40-1 at 4,000. That might be a nice bet for a small wager because if they just get close, most of these apps now offer buyouts. When you have a 40-1 win and all the 40-1 ticket, and all of a sudden your team's one game away from winning that, they're going to offer you, a great buyout, or you can just hedge on the other team. Michigan might be a good one. To kind of play that game with. Not really anybody. Oh well, we talked about Penn State. We did talk about Penn State, right? They had the was that off there?
But they lost their coach, so no.
They also have a new coach, right? They hired the cat from Vanderbilt, didn't they? Who did they hire?
No, the cat went from Vanderbilt to Penn State.
Sorry,
to Virginia
they
Tech.
hired the dude who used to be with the Giants.
That's it. That's that's what I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. I have to watch them. I couldn't put a dollar.
There's not really any other teams off the top of my head that I am, these guys. I guess out of respect to our friends over at the Nebraska Hour, shout out to Timmy Nebraska. Shout out to Brock White, aka Blanco. Shout out to Brandon Brawl. We should talk about the Nebraska Huskers. All right, they're changing things around at the quarterback position. Obviously, Riola transferred. He's now backing up more
That's crazy
in Oregon. Transferred to be a backup and got a bag to do it. That's how nasty Oregon is. They are dropping bags on backups because they want him to be the starter next year, or God forbid something happens.
Really.
They don't want too big of a drop off, right? And similar style of play and everything. Like, it's brilliant. Oregon's really running shit. But Nebraska and same conference too. They robbed a team in their own conference to strengthen their shit. So, but you shop around out in Arizona where you're at, you can get Nebraska at 75-1. I lied. I misread it. I read the wrong line. I read the wrong score. You could get Nebraska at 200-1. It's plus 20,000.
Damn.
Okay, so 100 gets you to 20,000. Right? That's a wager that might be worth if you really believe in them or something like that. You put that little $100 on it, or to all of a sudden change your fucking start next year off right with a little $20K payday. I don't see Nebraska doing it, but there might be a team that breaks through. I use Nebraska sort of as a example here, right?
Cinderella teams, yeah.
In today's college football, man, you get 9 wins in your conference. You get to that conference game, that conference championship game. You don't even have to win it sometimes, and you can get into the playoffs.
It's look at the ACC championship last year.
Perfect example. Prime example, SMU won a conference before before Miami did. It's easier than ever. It's more plausible to predict than ever that a team might make a run. And I think there's probably, because there's also a rise in gambling, everybody largely does have access, right? I bet you there's more people putting little flyers on long shots than ever before. I think there's a team out there that we didn't even mention, that like somebody from the SEC that's like not really the name brand, someone's going to come out of nowhere. It's that it could very well be that kind of year. Right? But I do believe in Texas and Oregon a lot. I do. But.
You never know. Some team could step up and be the Indiana of 2 years ago, because we didn't see Indiana the year before last having the year that they had or whatever. So, and that's what I love about this environment of college football, bro.
What about Louisville? What about Louisville? Just breaking hearts.
You
breaking hearts along the way. They love breaking hearts. They
Mm-hmm.
love breaking hearts. They wear that bright scarlet red so it matches your blood. You know what I mean? Like, they love that shit, man.
Yeah.
There could be a team out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those Mizzou out of the SEC, you know, like they're
Mizzou.
always in the mix every year, always in the, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden they have a year, you know. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm really excited about football. I'm glad that we talked about this. I'm very glad that we talked about this.
Yeah, and even our rivals in Gainesville, Florida, you know, they got a new
70,
coach.
80 to 1. No, 70 to 1 is the best I see. Out where you are, the one with the Donkey Kong, those initials.
Mm-hmm.
That one, you can get it at 70 to 1 for Florida.
Word. Because they have a decent team. They just been having piss poor coaching over the last couple of years. They just got to figure out the quarterback position after their quarterback transferred out. And I have no clue what's going on with their quarterback position, but if for some reason they get a Winston, you know, type player there or whatever, that could be what lead them, you know, from the Cinderellas to the forefront, man. You never know.
I can't believe.
But I ain't betting on them.
I'm have a little something on Florida State at 250. Dude.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
250 to 1.
Heck yeah.
Crazy.
Heck yeah. You damn right.
I might put a little $20 bill on that and try to go get me $5K.
Right.
Oh, that'd be wild. I'm pumped, man. We're 17 days away from the New Mexico State. And what is New Mexico? Sorry, New Mexico A&M. New Mexico State. Sorry, New Mexico State. The reason I keep trying to throw the A&M there is because they're the Aggies, just like Texas A&M. I know. I'm an idiot. So New Mexico State Aggies. It's a big one. Big one. So you got to start. You got to start the new campaign off with the W. We will next week. So little business, real quick, and then let's wrap this up because we've been on this show forever. Next week, Big Bucks preview. Following week, game preview, baby. I am so excited. Football season. Let's fucking go, bro.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
I'll do the quick version of the outro. We really appreciate you guys watching and listening. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe and all that stuff. It's YouTube/@national. We have all our links on national.com and our link tree. It's linktree/national show, NATIONOLESHOW. We are going to add to both of those locations, a Spotify link. in the next few days. It's already live, but we haven't added the link to our stuff yet. Our audio and video will be available moving forward on Spotify. So we really appreciate all the support on there that you guys can muster up. That's important to us. Also, in the near future, we'll add an Apple Podcast feed. And it's only a few more weeks of Yappin' as a podcast distribution entity. So it's time for us to go be our own show, you know what I mean? And have our own legs. And we appreciate you guys. If you want to come with us, that means a lot to us, you know? So please tell your friends and help us out as we strike out on our own without the support of other entities. You know, we're going to kind of try to do this ourselves. And we're going to put a lot on this year, you know what I mean? We're like Coach Norvell. You know, we have a big season, buddy. We have a big season, Gainstaville. So yeah, for at least a few more weeks, if you like listening to the show instead of watching it, you can check it out via the Bet Your Ash podcasting network, BYAPN, Yappin', and it's available at betyourash.com and the Bet Your Ash feeds on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, I mentioned our Spotify page. Our Linktree page, Gainstavil's Linktree page. All right, go to it. It is Linktree/Gainstaville, GAINSTAVILLE. All the social media links are there. All the music links are there. Gainstaville makes dope-ass music. You should be listening to it. When you have friends that make music, go to all their platforms. Like it on all their platforms. Share it from all their platforms. That's the best way to help your friends. Follow and subscribe all their feeds, okay? Gainstaville is a good friend to you. Whether you've met him or not, he's your friend, I promise. If you're watching this and supporting this, he loves you, all right? So love him back and go listen to all his music and listen to it on the platforms. And, of course, as Gainstaville mentioned earlier, we got dope ass merch. It is available at national.com. Honestly, we need your help now more than ever. Go to it. Go buy stuff. It was kind of the fall 26 collection was kind of a joke, but not necessarily. We might be dropping some new shit later. But whatever it is, there's something for you. Go check it all out. We really appreciate it. My mom bragged about using the tote bag every single day on her vacation. She just got back yesterday and she was telling me all about it. Man. She was like, I was carrying the tote bag everywhere. She doesn't really sound like that, but that's my friend. Right. All right. That's everything, right? Did I forget anything?
You got it, my brother. You got it.
All right. Well, whether I forgot it or not, all of it, that's all what it is. Everything is what it is. But no matter what it is, no matter where it is, no matter when it is, it is always go Noles.
Go Noles. And you have just finished listening to The National Show with Gainstaville and Magee.